Hello, my friends. Mike McFarland here, the Lake Fork Guide, and I'm going to get you guys all caught up to speed on Lake Fork here with the reports. It's Tuesday, the 23rd of July, and we continue to have some of the strangest weather, at least in 11 years for me being here in Texas, that I've seen. But 11 years, and we have a whole entire week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with 84 for a high and some 67-degree lows. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a chilly boat ride this morning, just a little bit, 60 miles an hour. A 60-mile-an-hour surprise this morning. It felt so nice. But anyways, we're gonna get you guys caught up. What's going on? The lake's fishing okay. It's still very erratic. So before we do, though, I want a big shout out to Captain Rick Murphy and his crew out of Florida, the Texas Insider Fishing Report, the Florida Insider Fishing Report. Just been an honor to be a part of these guys. Remember that we do this fishing report here. It's a basic public report. We give you some decent information about bass fishing on Lake Fork, and then we give you some crappie information on Lake Fork. We do have a private members-only channel where we give much more information. But the TIFR, Texas Insider Fishing Report, that is a televised fishing report with 6 guides. It's composed of 6 fishing guides, 3 coastal and 3 intercoastal. And Captain Rick Murphy, Bree, Gabrielle, and Dave Farrell, they all host that. Just a terrific show. And again, the reason I'm sharing this with you is, number one, they're one of our big sponsors. But number 2, watch this show. If you're going down to Galveston to go fishing in the Gulf, you can learn fishing tips, tricks from our captains in the TIFR. If you're going down south to fish on Choke Canyon or Amistad, if you're going to Sam Rayburn, if you're going, anywhere and you're going to fish in Texas, coastal, intercoastal, the Texas Insider Fishing Report has you covered. Every week, every Friday night, you can watch that show. We film them each week, and Fridays they air on 2 or 3 different other channels. On DirecTV and whatnot. Okay. Secondly, J. Hodge Chevrolet, big headline sponsor for us. J. Hodge Chevrolet out of Sulphur Springs. If you're looking for a new vehicle, go see those guys. Most likely you need some maintenance or something, tires rotated, oil changed, anything like that. Go see the guys at J. Hodge Chevrolet in Sulphur Springs and tell them McFarland sent me. With that, let's move on to the report. The lake level is 402.89 yesterday, 402.90. Stable, basically. An inch below full pool. 0 to 1 clarity. Watercolors look good throughout the lake. It doesn't matter north end, mid section, or south. The clarities are looking good. Good green water. Good summer water. This is what's different. 82 and 85, 82 and 84. That is not normal for this time of year. That's about 8 degrees cooler than it's supposed to be. We should be 90, 94. 90 in the morning, 94 or higher right now this time of year. Way cooler. And what has that done to the fish? Well, number one, it keeps the bait fish up shallow. It keeps the bait fish not just up in the backs of the coves, creeks, things like that, but up in the water column. Okay, so a lot of the bait is high in the water column. Whether it's still offshore, it's high in the water column. So these cooling trend, it's nullified anything to do with your thermoclines and things like that. The summer thermoclines aren't there. So where I'm leaning at is the deep bite's not as solid as it should or could be. The deep bite is actually shallower than you expect, 8 to 12 feet. So if you're fishing your worms and things like that, Texas rig worms, shaky heads, Carolina rigs, football jigs, your typical summer patterns, move up just a little bit from where you would be fishing this time of year. Fish that 8 to 12, 8 to 15 range. And you'll find that you'll catch more fish. Typical backwater patterns, deeper docks. If you just want to go catch fish, I don't believe you're going to catch an over. You're not going to catch a double-digit fish off a dock and fork this time of year specifically. But if you just go back in some of those areas that do have deeper docks and vegetation, some of those fish will pull back up into that stuff right now. 80-degree, low 80s is all about backwaters and docks. Back in April, May, when it was doing that, we were still fishing shallow. Top water bite. Top water bite could be existing out there with that cooler temperature. You might see some surface activity where the bait actually blows up, or the bass push the bait to the surface. Well, the bait's already at surface, 4 or 5 foot of water, okay, in the water column. The bass push on it and it blows up, and you can see that out just open water. So Right now, in essence, the best thing you can do is kind of have your boat set up for junk fishing. Have a popper top water, have a walking top water, have a little underspin, something you can just throw at schooling fish, have a drop shot, and then of course the shaky heads, big worms, and so on, summer patterns. And that's really the gist of it. The other factor I would tell you is move until you're getting some you're seeing something. Use your sonar. Today I actually eliminated a lot of areas that I would have fished. Last week I would have just gone in and fished them, and something told me with these cooler temperatures, let's take a look at them first. I took a look at them first and they were empty. The deep water spots and structures and brush piles and things were empty, so I saved myself that time from fishing. Remember that the fish can get shy, they can get spooky, so the more time you do sit there and hit them with those sonars, the more times you look at them, the more you alert them. And I do like to kind of be stealth, and if once I've got fish going and I'm catching fish on a consistent basis, I don't keep looking at them. I stay away from them. But anyways, right now with this changes, you kind of need to do some looking. You need to make sure the number one thing that you have is bait fish. If there's no bait fish on your sonar, you don't stand a chance most likely to do very well. You might get a fish or two, but find that bait. That's the challenge. It's moving around a lot. All right. Your typical costume colors or typical common summer colors, your plums, plum apples, green pumpkins, watermelon candies. I love watermelon red when the sun's shining really good. Carolina rigging a watermelon red brush hog. You almost can't go wrong all year long, but it's a great time to find a good school of offshore fish right now. You can really clean them up. All right. I will be back on Thursday to do another secondary public report for you guys. And at that time, I'll be sure to give you the crappie fishing here on Lake Fork. Jackie Wiggins is one of our guides that gives us the weekly reports. And Jackie goes into great depth and details to tell you how you can catch those fish, what depth, what baits are best, hair jigs, soft plastics, minnows, etc., etc. But Thursday, when we come back, we'll give you that report. And hopefully have a little more information about Fork on then too. All right. One more time, reminder, if you want more details. Right now, I'm looking at 3 baits that are catching fish on Fork. I had an okay morning this morning. It was slow compared to what it could be. We caught some fish. You want to know those exact details. For example, there's been a color change. I was catching them on one color. There's another color that's starting to come around now, and will be that color, will be the dominant color for the next couple of 2, 3, 4 weeks. Again, you want more information that I give here in this free public report, then consider subscribing to my members only channel. Look in the description below this video. When you're clicked out of the video, below it, there says description. Click into the description. Go find the link for members only. Click on the link. Follow the process. We would love to have you. All right. Thanks again. Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Guide, giving you a free Lake Fork rundown.